What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a quick life update with you guys because sometimes every once in a while I'll check in and see like how you guys are doing and share how I'm doing, and there have been some questions recently, so I want to address some things. Sometimes I like to do these in like vlog kind of styles, but today I'm just gonna like sit down and talk to you guys because I've gotten so many questions the past few weeks and I just want to answer some of them. And I feel like I need to begin with what happened in LA, where this masked man was on my property with a knife, which was an extremely scary situation. Thank you to everyone who's like talked about this, who has like shared the story. I know the viral podcasts or something, they were speaking about it, and a few other creators, and I think it's super important that we like protect each other because we really don't have any like protections in the YouTube space. You know, there's no real like place I can go for support or HR or, you know, anything like that. So thank you for all the love during that time because I really did need it. And last time I talked to you guys, I went to the police and I filed a police report, and that's pretty much it. I had cameras put everywhere over the house, and I had a few weeks where I like really, like, the way that I operate just completely changed. Like, I was never living in fear up until that point, and I had like a good like 2 or 3 or 4 days maybe where I just kept seeing the face of that person. Like, I would like, because the sky, you know, it's not fully black, so it was like kind of like purple-ish, and I remember just seeing the silhouette of this man just standing there waiting for me, and it's like something I can't, I'm gonna move this up, something I just cannot like get out of my mind. After that point, you guys know that I made sure I was protected with my own means, and, you know, carrying mace around and things like that, which honestly every single person should be carrying mace around, because I'm actually taking my dog back to California, and like I had a friend the other day tell me that a huge like dog came to attack them and their dog, and they actually had mace on them and they maced the dog, which, trust me guys, I don't want to go and mace a dog, but I have been, like, when I was a little kid, like, I can't remember how old I would have been, like, I feel like really little, like, I'm talking like first grade or something, maybe even before that, I was attacked by like 2 Rottweilers, and they like tore up my shirt and I was running away. So like when it comes to big dogs, I am kind of scared of them, and if like I was walking Bunny and some big dog came loose and tried to go get her, me and her, we would both be done, you know, we would both be going to separate hospitals and getting treated, because I don't know what I would be able to do. So I think everyone should have mace on them. As far as like my current living situation, I know a lot of people have been confused because I'm now back in Virginia, and I'm not going to be here long. I'm going back to California permanently. It's something that I'm like, it's like, it's so hard to say because I like, you know, had this really scary experience, which would like make it so that, you know, a lot of people would never go back to California, but I've also never been somewhere where I feel so like accepted and that I belong there, and that I feel like I'm thriving there. And there's a few other reasons why I'm staying, which I'll share later on in this video, but I am moving back into a very secure location far away from where I was before. I feel a lot better about this because I'm gonna have my dog, I'm gonna have my car, there's cameras everywhere, there's security. It's definitely like something that's necessary in Los Angeles, just because there are so many creeps. Actually, you know what? You know what's something weird too? I was getting freaked out a little bit yesterday because Britney Spears' assistant named Vicky started messaging me on Instagram, and she was like asking me about where I live and all these things, which I get it, like whatever, she was trying to be friendly, and I'm not saying anything right now, I'm just saying, because I'm just telling the truth. She was messaging me and like asking me where I live, and like that she really feels like she recognizes me before, and I'm like, well, ooh, if you hear thunder, it's really storming. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4 until the thunder kicks. Wow, it must be far away. Anyways, so she's like asking me like, oh, like we've met before, right? Like you look so familiar. There it goes. Wow, that's a far away. Okay, so the lightning happened when I noticed it. I wonder how many seconds that was. So, talking a little bit about herself, I actually ended up bringing up, I'll explain. So here's some of the messages of her messaging me. Man, I'm so crazy that I was like, I'm glad that this is not like a cease and desist letter, because I was like, why is Britney Spears' like personal assistant like messaging me, like, are you trying to sue me? And she's like, no way, why would I do that? And I'm like, well, I don't know, Luam Taylor, you know, she sent me cease and desist. Sam Lufty does not freaking like me, even though I would love to go meet Sam Lufty and like kind of like talk to him face to face, because we did have a good conversation, but nonetheless, oh my gosh, everyone wants me to do a Nick Cannon video. Should I do that tonight? Anyway, so I was like, I don't know, you know, Luam Taylor's tried to sue me. We've got like Sam Lufty, who's like, it doesn't like me, and she's like, okay, Pew. I hate that word, Pew. I'm not a total dumbass, is what she said. So it seems like she was just trying to be friendly to me. I really don't know why. I mean, girl, if you want to invite me to come over and hang out with Britney, I would love that. But at the same time, I like don't know much about her, and every time I go on Twitter, I see like so many people bringing up like bad things about her. Like she was hired during like when Jamie, like Britney's father, hired her, and then she had her LinkedIn like description altered for the like the dates altered to make it seem like she wasn't hired by him. Who really knows? But I do like living in California, and I do feel like there's a lot of opportunity for me there, which excuse me, I want to talk a little bit about the podcast. So you guys, if you were to look under my channel, you would see there's another channel linked, and it's called Let's Get Into It, which is the podcast I've been working on. A lot of people have been asking me on Instagram, like, where can I watch your podcast? Where can you watch your podcast? I just said that. I'm like over here like giving too much. I didn't even get a Celsius too. I was gonna go drink one of those Celsius because I've been trying not to drink Red Bulls, but the rain is like too much. I can't, I'll melt. So people have been asking me like, where can I watch your podcast? You can watch my podcast like in December-ish time. So right now I've been working on it, and I've filmed 5 episodes, and I want to film 10 before I think about like getting into production. But if you want to follow that YouTube channel, it will be on there. There will be clips that come out, and then it will be on Spotify, Apple Music, everything like that. I'm honestly putting my all into it, and I'm investing like all of my own money into it as well, which it's pretty expensive. Like just even getting an episode edited, it's like $400. So it's like, this is a lot of money. Will I make it back? I have no idea, but honestly, it's more of a passion project for me. And like the episodes I've had so far with like Rich Vlogs, with Spill Sesh, which that episode with Spill Sesh, like you guys are gonna be so shook. Alexa Nicholas, we've got some crazy content coming, so I'm really excited about this, and I feel like you guys are gonna see such a different side of me. I mean, even the filming itself, like it looks so different, and it's just a different vibe, and me and Spilly are drinking, me and Alexa are drinking, it's just like, you know, it's different energy. So if you guys have anyone else you'd like to have on the podcast, personally, I would like to have Swoop come on, and I'd like to have Lila Gibney come on, just because so many people have asked me to have her on the podcast. So I'm like, girl, let me do my research and see why. So if you can get Lila to message me back on Instagram. I think Swoop will be down though. And then I've got like some other people I can't even say that's already booked, which I'm shook. So let me go ahead and see what else I wanted to bring up. Oh, orbs. If you've seen any orbs in this video, let me know, because let's look up what orbs are. Because people have been saying, oh, you got orbs all over in your videos. You've got orbs in your videos. What are orbs? There's not even like a proper definition. So it looks like, what is an orb? What is an orb definition? It doesn't even have like a definition. Orbs, a measurement of an object interaction. So people believe that orbs are associated with like spirits or ghosts, and they see them often in my basement. I don't even think we really saw them when I was in California, so why are we seeing them in the basement here? I do want to say I've had 2 very sketchy experiences in this basement. Well, no, 1 sketchy experience. I would say the other sketchy thing is that my aunt believes that this basement's haunted by a child. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, honestly, sometimes the nicotine vapes, please don't do them. Just don't do them. But sometimes I'll blow the smoke out, and I'll feel like I see the smoke hit something here, which I'm like, is this the small child? And then like, secondly, another weird experience is whenever I was younger, we did like an Ouija board down here, like my mom and my brother and my sister, and like, I really think it opened like a spiritual thing. Like I'll never touch an Ouija board or any, like, that's why I don't do tarot readings. I've had so many people like wanting to do readings and psychic readings to me on my channel. I'm like, no, that Ouija board, not only did it work, but I think it's haunted like our house. And years later I burnt it, and like as soon as I burnt it and put it in the fire pit, like this big mirror fell off of our wall in our living room. You can't even make this up. Like, you'd have to ask my siblings because they were literally there. We were screaming. My parents weren't there. So Ouija boards do work, especially if you're like really wanting it. You know what I mean? Like when we were down there, like my parents were really wanting it. So that was really scary. And are there spirits here? I don't know. I mean, at least I have no idea. Earlier I was taking a nap and I could have like sworn I felt someone tugging on my blanket, but you know, that's a whole other video. Let's see what else I want to bring up to you guys. So I have a few things. Okay, so we talked about the safety in LA, where I'm living, the podcast, and then I want to talk a little bit about my relationship and oh, health. Quickly, I want to mention I was really sick like a couple weeks ago. Usually I have like 10 videos to go. I'm really working on catching back up to that point. When I was really sick, I just could not create. So right now I'm still working on creating and things like that, but just a heads up guys, like it was really bad. I had like multiple illnesses, and when I was sick with COVID, I had gone to the urgent care. I don't have health care, so everything was like $400, $600, so expensive. Like, ugh, it makes me start blacking out when I think about it. But I went to get like tested for COVID and to get medicine for COVID, and they gave me this medicine called like Paxilov, which is a medication you guys should not take unless you are like 60 years old and at risk of passing away from this. It made me so much sicker. Like by the third day I was like, I cannot eat, I cannot drink, I cannot move. I'm worse than I was like 3 days ago when I tested positive. Like, how is this? And it turns out that medication should have not been prescribed to me, the doctor told me, even though I spent so much money on it. And like, it made my mouth taste so metallic, so nasty. I could not eat. I was just gagging and throwing up the food as soon as I put it in my mouth. So I went back to the doctors and they're like, oh, well, like let's get some other things. Like, let's get some Afrin or something. And I was like, hell yeah. If you don't know what Afrin is like a nasal spray that helps decongestion. And I've been addicted to Afrin for 3 years. If you are watching this right now, you need to stop Afrin or the nasal spray, whatever that nasal spray is, because I was addicted to it where I was using it like every single hour and could not breathe without it. So I told them that. I was like, yeah, give me that prescription, like, you know, probably be cheaper. And they're like, no. So they ended up putting me on a steroid, a decongestion, and then another like nasal spray that I didn't even really end up using. But guys, I was so fearful for so long that I would like develop brain cancer or something from that medication and using it constantly. And I got off of it like, the steroids just did that. The nasal decongestion did that. And if you are like addicted to that right now, please go and talk to your doctor about getting on some steroid or something, and just getting off of it, because it was dictating my life to where, like, I remember, for example, I was in Tampa with CC Suarez and we were out, and I remember like looking at my phone looking for a pharmacy because like my nose completely clogged up. I could not breathe. My bottle ran out, and it's like we're eating out at this nice restaurant and I can't like taste anything. I can't breathe. I can't think. And I'm still like a little bit decongested sometimes, but like I never get like the way I was before, where my nose would literally clog up to the point where I could not breathe and I'd have to go and use the spray over and over again. I was gonna mention something else in regarding health. I've also been like losing weight, and some people have been noticing, but like that's fine, whatever. Usually my videos are just like up here, so I mean, thanks to the people who noticed. Like last year I was miserable, so yeah, I kind of let myself go. So I feel a little bit better about myself this year, but you know, we still have some work to do. And finally, I guess I'll bring up my like relationship that I've kind of mentioned. So I'm kind of in a new relationship. I'm like, yeah, it's going well. I don't want to like share too much because I just like, I get a little bit weird about how the internet treated my last boyfriend. I was with him for 6 years, and like there were some times where he was targeted and things like that. And I don't want any of my loved ones to ever be targeted, you know? But I do feel really happy, and I will be seeing him very soon. So that's really exciting for me. And I just think, personally, I feel like I'm in a good place in my life with moving and with my YouTube channel and my content. Granted, I need to get some more done. I know, guys, like, trust me, I want to film more too, which is like, I've also, I don't know. It's interesting because sometimes you can feel your happiest, but then at the same time feel so low about yourself and so depressed and unmotivated, which is just such a weird place to be in, because I feel like I'm going between episodes of like, I'm so happy, I feel like euphoric, and then I am like laying here for hours not doing anything because I just can't. And I'm like scrolling. I'm getting stuck in the whole like scrolling, which I hate. I hate being on my phone all day. But I think maybe it's just something about being at home, you know? I don't know, maybe it's just being triggered. There's also some other things that happen in my life too that, you know, stresses me out. So I think that's pretty much all I have. I guess I have a few goals I want to talk about, and I think the podcast is really the main one I want to share right now. I had a few goals for this year, which I have been able to like get some of them done. Like I wanted to change my name here on YouTube to just Sloan. My Instagram is Sloan Hooks. Everything is, we're rebranding to remove the numbers because the numbers are really confusing. So thank you guys for sticking around during these little changes, and I'm just trying to really like perfect what I'm doing on here. So if you guys have any other video ideas for me, my email is linked below. I like doing these little like check-in chats with you. Also, wait, I was gonna tell you. So I have like a few LA stories, like I can tell you guys in like a story time if you want to hear. I don't know exactly like what you would want to hear, but like I just like, for instance, I'm thinking about like, I went to this one party in Hollywood Hills and it was an NFT party. I met like Lauren Gray there and Bryce Vine and a bunch of different like influencer people. I'd have to go look at my photos again. But it was crazy, and there's just like mermaids swimming underneath the bars and things, and like, I don't know. Of course I get cut off because it's like, please stop. But there are some cool things I could share there, and like a brand party I went to where I spoke to Morgan Adams for like an hour, and like I hung out with Rich Lux, and I was with, you know, Spill Sesh, and all these, I met like Gia Gunn, just like random LA things. So I mean, I've had so much happen so far. I feel like I could literally write a book, but that's just kind of like what the city's about. It's just constantly moving and it's not waiting up for anyone. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, comment below, give me a life update. Like, let me know how are you doing, anything you've got going on, any vacations, because it's summertime. Like, go and treat yourself. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye guys.